in real games?
We're really excited. We've been inside a long time now. I think we're ready to get outside and get some dirt on our cleats and play against some other people other than just ourselves. For a while.
Last year, this is when you guys really, kind of set the tone for the season. It was kind of your coming out party, I guess, going down there and doing as well as you did. Is that something you guys are conscious of this year? That it's a different situation now. You're kind of some more unknown guys, but your own chance to kind of make some noise.
Absolutely. We've done well down there the last few years. Last year we sort of had a target on our back, being an older team. This year, people really don't think of us as a threat, but we're going to go down there and show people that we still have the talent, even though we have a bunch of new faces. We're going down there to compete, and we expect to do really well down there again.
Where is the talent? Where do you think is the strength of the team right now?
I think, in all honesty, everywhere. We have a strong starting staff, 4 guys that are competing for the starting jobs, and the bullpen's going to come together, and we have the guys to shut that down. And our offense is going to be really, really good again. We have Steve Talbot and Angelo Cianfrocco back as seniors. Then, some of the new guys that are going to step in. Jack Picciotti's shown really well. Connor Hudnall, transfer, shown really well. Sean McHugh's back. He's been in the lineup for a few years now. I think just top to bottom, we're going to have really good. Everywhere's, really, really good right now for us.
Even though there's some of the prominent faces, I guess, aren't here from last year, do you feel like there's still some carryover just from that experience or that success that you guys had last year?
I do. Like I said, Steve Talbot and Angelo are back, who contribute every day. Last year we get Brad Schreiber back, who he's been here a few years now, and he didn't have the chance to play last year because of injury, but he's experienced it before, and I'm back again for my 5th year here. But I think just with our experiences helping out the younger guys, being able to talk to them and kind of mentor them, it's really going to help them out, come along, how we need for them to contribute as well as they're going to.
I guess just how excited are you guys to be able to play in the new venue this year? And just talk about that.
We're really excited to open up Alexander. It was unfortunate we couldn't get into it last year, but opening it this year, I think everyone's really excited. We know the fans are excited. We've sold a lot more season tickets. We expect to see a lot more fans out there this year, and defending our Big Ten championship. Why not do it at probably arguably the best park in the Big Ten?
You kind of talked about what's all coming back and everything. I guess what can fans maybe expect to see out of this team when they watch a game out of you guys?
The fan, as an offense, Duncan calls them the pack. They have an expectation to put up at least 7 runs a game, and with what I've seen and hear and everything, I fully expect that we're going to be able to do that. And our pitching staff, we've shown really well in here, and I think that when the fans come out there, they're going to see great ball games every time we go out. We're going to go out there and compete hard every single time and give the fans everything they can ask for.
It's different circumstances, but a similar opportunity this year to kind of turn some heads.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Purdue baseball. We're a northern team going south. So, of course we have, we are inside right now where teams have been practicing outside. We are playing some southern schools. But, I think even more so this year, we could turn even more heads. Just with the turnover that we had from the lineup this year, doing it with a new, 7 or 8 maybe in the lineup would be pretty cool.
Is that a motivator, especially maybe because you guys are a little unknown this year and overlooked as opposed to last year when there was all the scrutiny and all the expectations?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt us that we're young. I mean, we have freshmen that have been stepping up during practice, from day one, and they're going to be vital to our lineup. They're going to be vital to our defense and pitching. So, I think everybody's kind of motivated to just be able to say, we can't do it, without having the 14 seniors and however many juniors and all the expectations we had last year.
What don't people know? I mean, what do you feel like is the strength right now of this team?
I think it's our consistency. I mean, you bring in some new kids and, a lot of new kids, and you kind of don't know how we're all going to mesh. And I think for the most part since the fall, we've been very consistent. Hitting, pitching. I mean, we have freshman pitchers that are set to start, this weekend between Minch and I know Della Riva is going to be in the lineup or in the rotation somewhere. So, they've been consistent pitchers in the scrimmages. They've been getting hitters out. And I think hitting-wise with Picchiotti and Amaro and those kids, and Estel stepping in, they're consistent hitters. They're going to hit line drives, and they're going to get on base and score some runs for us.
I guess just how excited are you guys to be able to play in a new venue this year at Alexander Field?
We're really excited for Alexander Field. I know a lot of people are itching to get on it. I'm sure Schreiber's probably a little, giddy to get on it, but it's going to be nice. I mean, it's the same Purdue baseball that we've always been playing, like Schreiber's been preaching. We're going to do all the little things, and it's the same thing, but it's nice to have, a facility that's going to play very nice for us.
You guys already sold a decent amount of season tickets for that too. I mean, you get this sense that there's, last year created some buzz, and that there's some of that excitement has carried over just among, fans and things like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, last year obviously did get us a bunch of fans, but even prior to that, those guys, the older guys, even than the last year's kids, they passed down kind of the program. So like Schreiber said, the guys 4 years ago passed it down to the guys 3, and so I'd say like everybody's kind of a part of it, but last year did definitely, I think, help the ticket sales, I guess.
How about for you guys? I mean, is there any sort of carryover from just the experience of going through a season like that carries over, even if some of those faces aren't here anymore?
Oh yeah, I mean, you have Talbot, Angelo, Brad. Even though Brad wasn't even there last year, he has the experience of pitching in Big Ten games. You got Raymer, who pitched in the Big Ten tournament. Just having that kind of experience, it's gonna help anywhere on the field. I mean, Brandon Craig started a regional game, and that's going to help him out. That's going to help the whole team out because he's been in that, pressure of a situation of being in an NCAA regional. So I definitely think, even the little experience is definitely going to help us out this year.
Completely different team as far as personnel. I mean, with losing 18 guys off of last year's squad. But this is a great opportunity for us. I mean, this will be a good challenging weekend for us with Connecticut. I think being one of the better teams, especially in the Big East, the last few years, Louisville being ranked as high as they are, and South Florida obviously, having a little bit of head start on everybody probably I would hope and expect that they've probably already been outside. But it should be a fun weekend for us. I mean, we've got a lot of new names and faces, but we like what we're going to put on the field. We've got some returning guys that are going to have to step up into new roles, which is exciting. Sean McHugh's going to be at third base, and I mean, he's going to be one of our best fielding third basemen I think that we've had, and that says a lot with Cameron Perkins, having played there the last 3 years. So that's just one scenario, and then we got a lot of new guys too that are going to be able to step in and help us right away as freshmen and/or newcomers. So again, we look at it as a great opportunity to go down and play great competition at the beginning of the season.
What are you kind of seeing out of the pitching staff? Obviously new faces and all that, but what are you seeing so far out of them?
Well, I think people are going to forget, maybe as they start doing scouting reports, they may not, but that, Schreiber wasn't with us last year, and he easily could have been, and probably would have been slated as our #1 guy, a Friday night guy last year. Kyle Wood, our #1 recruit last year. We were without both of those guys as they were coming off arm injuries. But those two guys are in our rotation. Schreiber is going to be a upper 80s, low 90s guy. He's actually developed, I think, some good secondary stuff and a little bit of movement on his fastball after he's come back from surgery. So he's 18 months out, I think, from his surgery, which is really a good situation to be in, as is Wood. But between Schreiber, Jordan Minch, a freshman, and Kyle Wood, we've got 3 guys that can top out, in the 90s, low 90s. We didn't have any of that in our starting rotation last year. Now, velo is just one part of pitching. It's not the complete picture, but it does show that, hey, we've got some skill and ability there. And then you throw in Robert Raymer, who, has lost only 1 game in his career here and really survives on the fact of throwing strikes, challenging hitters, and getting great movement. So we're pretty excited about our starting rotation. I think that the key is going to be finding that tail end of the game. The Blake Mascarello, Nick Wickren combination that we had last year, we're going to have somebody step up and fill in. But going into last year, Mascarello hadn't necessarily established himself, and then obviously throughout the year he did a great job, and he and Nick really put it on their shoulders, and I don't know, we were undefeated, I know, in something with 30-some plus wins, after leading after 7 or 8 innings. So they did a great job of closing things out.
Are there spots around the diamond still where there's kind of some competitions, or still some things unsettled as far as that'll be a hashtag here on this trip? Or?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I always talk about guys, build windows of opportunity for themselves, and so most of our guys, I think, that are in the starting, spot, they've built a decent-sized window of opportunity. So they're going to struggle a little bit. That's not going to close the window for them. Maybe some guys that don't have as long a history, some of the newcomers, their window of opportunity may be a little bit smaller. And there's still a little bit of, obviously, competition going on. I don't know that there's too many years where you start the season and then finish the season with the same, lineup, or even rotation for that matter. But so there'll always be, I think, consistent competition for some things. But we're pretty settled on what we're looking at. With a mix of probably 4 or 5 guys in the outfield and in the infield, I think Craig and Oliver are going to bring some of the most experience and skill level that we're looking for. Although there's some guys not too far behind them that will get some opportunity. Seeing Fracco maybe not 100% healthy, to start the season might adjust the lineup a little bit in some ways. And our catching, we're gonna see how that kind of plays out. We're obviously putting an emphasis on the defensive part of it, and if the 2 freshmen can handle it, that helps keep McHugh at third. And but if for any reason we feel like we need to solidify that defense behind the plate a little bit, we'll slide McHugh back there, and somebody will get another opportunity at third. So there'll be a little bit of adjustment, but we're pretty set on the lineup for the most part.
Is there anything you see as a strength right now, a particular strength that this team does well?
Well, I like the starting rotation. I think that we're going to, attack hitters. Minch is a guy that, sometimes will give up some free bases, but, I think we'll do a good job of minimizing free bases as we did last year. I think we've got some team speed, and if we can, combine those guys and get them all in a row, whether they're at the bottom and the top of the lineup, I think that that's going to help us. And I think we do have some experience. But what I really like, I love the energy. Anytime you've got as many young guys that we have on a roster, I mean, the energy level is high. We're looking for consistency, so sometimes it's hard for those guys to bring it every day and/or bring it at a level that they need, skill-wise every day. And they got to be able to handle some adversity. We'll have our fair share. We had an older team last year that didn't panic going into the 5th or 6th. They knew how to kind of handle some of those things, and we'll see how the younger team fares, handling those situations.